Whoa! After an amazing Cinco de Mayo weekend in which David Benavidez obliterates Zurdo Ramirez, breaking his orbital bone in the 6th round, knocking him out, man, the whole world is in awe. The whole boxing world is in awe of David Benavidez. And I think that the way that David Benavidez fights, the way that he's captivating the imagination, the emotions of the boxing fans is what's needed in the sport of boxing. But of course, with all the praise comes just a little bit of hate. Hecklers, detractors, you know what I'm saying? Criticism of David Benavidez, but we all know where it comes from. If you're a hardcore boxer fan, you know that the only reason that you may hate David Benavidez is if you are a Canelo Alvarez fanboy. And I'm not talking about the Canelo Alvarez conservative fans. I'm talking about those, the little percentage of Canelo Alvarez fans within the fan base that hate David Benavidez because they feel like people were shaming Canelo Alvarez to fight David Benavidez, and David Benavidez been calling out Canelo Alvarez since forever, right? And that's the fight that the fans want to see. Is the reason why Canelo Alvarez got booed during the fight, during the event with David Benavidez versus Zurdo Ramirez. They're talking about the elbows. Oh, did you see David Benavidez connect elbows at Zurdo Ramirez? It wasn't the power of the monster David Benavidez. It was the elbows. It was the elbows. Hey, yo, in the end of the day, it's still a fight, y'all. In the end of the day, it's still a fight. Huh? Y'all acting like he did the Rock. You know what I'm saying? Put him in the middle of the ring and did the... you know what I'm saying? If you smell what the monster is cooking. Y'all act like he was like just throwing elbows like if he was singing Ludacris. Them bows, them bows, them bows, them bows. No. It's still a fight. It's still a fight. You know, Zurdo Ramirez got in a position in which, you know, David Benavidez was throwing great short hooks, and yo, he caught an elbow, but at the end of the day, it's still a fight. Still a fight. And if there's people out there that feel like, yo, man, the elbow, well, it's Zurdo Ramirez's job to elbow him back. Just like if somebody's trying to lowball you, and you know what, you got to, and the referee's not doing nothing about it. Guess what? Hit him with a low blow. If somebody hitting you with a rabbit punch, hit him with a rabbit punch. In the end of the day, it's still a fight. Still a fight. It's like, let's say, Teofimo Lopez was saying that Shakur Stevenson was fighting dirty and he was stepping on his toes. Well, guess what? You have 12 rounds to step on his toes right back. In the end of the day, it's still a fight. In the end of the day, is to defend yourself at all times. You're not going to water down, devalue the wonderful performance of David Benavidez, because that wonderful performance just didn't do good for David Benavidez. It did great for the sport of boxing. Like I said in the beginning, David Benavidez is capturing the imaginations, the emotions of the boxing fans and the sports fan. This is what we needed. This is what boxing need. Not that to tag boxing or a style of boxing. This is the sweet science, some boring stuff, just fighting on the outside and being highly defensive. No, this is the true sweet science. What David Benavidez exhibited in that ring is the true sweet science. The sweet science is brutality. Yes, it's the hurt game. Yes, you know what I'm saying? If the sweet science wasn't what we witnessed in Cinco de Mayo, then boxing would have never became the #1 sport in America for over 80 years. The best sport in the world, you know what I'm saying? Truly. Yeah, it has been a niche sport as of late, but because we haven't seen nothing like a David Benavidez in such a long time. And as a Mexican-American fighter, but we all know Mexican, shout out to Ecuadorian, shout out to Dominican as well. His grandfather's Dominican. Remember I interviewed Jose Benavidez, and he said that David Benavidez is half Mexican, and from his mother's side is half Ecuadorian, half Dominican and stuff like that. You should show a little love to the Dominican people. But anyway, but of course, his culture to him is Mexican, right? His primary culture. We ain't never seen nothing like this. Yeah, we seen knockout artists, we seen good Mexican, you know, brawlers and sluggers and great champions and great boxers, great chins, great will, great determination, great cojones. David Benavidez is a heavyweight monster, and we haven't seen a combination speed like that. Let's be real, let's be honest. We haven't seen combination speed like that since Muhammad Ali in that weight class. Yeah. And let's not forget that the heavyweight back in the days was where it was really cruiserweights. What is cruiserweight today was heavyweights back in the days. We haven't seen combinations thrown like that by a big guy. Like, you know, the guy who got with the fastest hands in the heavyweight division, we could probably say is still Alexander Usyk. Yo, Andy Ruiz got fast hands for how heavy he is, but not like David Benavidez. His combination and the way he's an enigma. He's an enigma. David Benavidez. Years ago, I would have had Canelo beating David Benavidez. But the more fights go by, the years go by, I think that Canelo Alvarez is doing a disservice to himself. He should have done what Floyd Mayweather did and get David Benavidez while he was young and not hungry and not professional, and he was being an F up. Now, David Benavidez, constant professional, ready to go and all that. Now he is walking to his prime, where his physical ability and intellect is coexisting at the highest level. That's it. He will put Canelo Alvarez in the hospital right now. At this point, if you are a fight fan, you are a fan of David Benavidez. Whoever doesn't like David Benavidez, they're just a bitter Canelo Alvarez fans that is just mad that David Benavidez keeps calling out his favorite fighter. That's it. That's it. How can you like combat fighting and not be a David Benavidez fan? He's giving you everything that you want and need, right? Even the way he promotes, you know how to talk. You know how to talk the talk and walk the walk. In English and in Spanish. Ya tú sabes. So, when people trying to criticize about the elbow, he landed the elbow, but it was in the mix of the precision of where Zurdo Ramirez is at. He was throwing short hooks, good hooks, not even wide hooks. And you know what? He got hit. But he got hit with a lot of punches too. It happens because in the end of the day, it's still a fight. In the end of the day, it's still a fight. Sometimes people could be in a bad position, put their head down, and you hit them in the back of the head. And you know what I'm saying? Sometimes you got to get a warning. Sometimes people give a warning for low blows. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes it's a mistake. You know? Kidney punches. Sometimes it's a mistake. They turn around. So, in the end of the day, it's still a fight. If I ain't going to go perfect. And it's your job to defend yourself. And it's your job to retaliate. Hey, you remember Mike Tyson when he fought Evander Holyfield? And he said, after the post-fight, he said, well, I mean, look at my eyes. Look at my eyes. Look at my eyes. When I go home, my children go and think I'm a monster. But do you think it was right for you to retaliate like that? Who cares? Who cares? I could fight. It's still a fight. You know what I'm saying? I got one eye. He got one ear. It's still a fight. You know what I'm saying? And shout out to Mike Tyson. You know what I'm saying? Giving it up and giving the name to David Benavidez, the Mexican monster. Let me know what y'all think, man. Stop trying to devalue this performance, because this performance did great for us, did great for the community, the fan base, and the sport. What people need to be frustrated about is Canelo Alvarez finding his balls and finding to get in the ring with David Benavidez. Because the boos is going to keep getting louder.